Okay, definitely we are going to be having a live trading session with me, and it's going to be running for probably 2 to 3 days, and which begins today. Of course, I actually almost forgot, but I think thank goodness for those who are always active on joining the meetings and sessions, and to always keep me on top as well. Especially, like, I think a couple of persons who were in the breakfast session, and I always say something that everybody can make money, everybody can make progress, but not everybody will make money, and not everybody will make progress, because um, only those who choose to give in their time to what is made available for them. And we should learn to, and I always say people should learn to maximize the opportunity of a lifetime in the lifetime of that opportunity. Now, many years ago, when I got involved in the crypto space, in the Bitcoin, whatever space or so, there was nobody out there that was like, we're having a bunch of people who are mentoring people now, a bunch of crypto groups, and on WhatsApp everywhere right now. It wasn't like that for many of us. We clearly had like almost no direction. If we YouTubers were very scanty. People were crypto YouTubers, they were very scanty. Let's say we could count them like a fingers, maybe like just two persons or three persons that were existing like for a long time. Um Bitboy existed for a long time, but Bitboy was very, very low, very, very small number of followers then. He didn't have like he wasn't bloated then. Bitboy was among like the people we mock about. People, he was like among the mock people that don't even know much about crypto. Like, look at where he is today. But however, we there were literally no much level of the opportunity like this. And some of us over time, by experience, I think from like 2018 to 2019, some of us started holding mentorship sessions online on groups, teachings, and virtually everything I was doing was free. Though I never, some persons had paid groups by then, but I never had a paid group. There was nothing like a VIP group or so. So from 2019, everything I was teaching was free. And in 2019 to 2020, and 2019 specifically into 2020, there were certain altcoins I was recommending for people and saying, and like people always say, they said evidence is the end of argument, and people will rarely listen to you except I think you had results. So basically, then I was a lot of things. I think I talked about Dogecoin then. I told people to get in on Doge. I told people to get in on Solana. A lot of the coins that turned a lot of people to become multi-millionaires by 2021 or so, and made a lot of profit in 2020, were coins that I recommended from 2019. The things I really can't do any of this such any longer. I've grown above that circle, grown above that thing, and the same goes to what I'm saying right now. Right now, I hold a lot of a couple of sessions for us, and it's like I'm trying to have a lot of meetings. One thing you should learn, you should know is the person who is speaking to you today. In the next 2 years, in the next 3 years, these free sessions I'm like trying to hold now is going to be very, very rare than what we are having right now. And you want to maximize the opportunity. You want to maximize the opportunity. I think I uploaded a video on the YouTube channel, and that video was taken in 2018. I told somebody to record that video because I wanted the person to record my process. I think in that video I was saying certain things. I talked about how I might not have certain amount of money I needed then, but certainly I know I have them already because I've grown to that level. And over time, all those things I stated then is like nothing. I think I was talking about $100,000. $100,000 is like nothing to me right now. It's nothing to me right now. But why I populate that video is showing the process over time of my growth. That okay, this is where I was. This is how I spoke about where I am going to get to today, and this is where I am. So there are people who say nobody knows tomorrow. I'm not of that school of thought. I'm not of the school of thought that nobody knows tomorrow. I believe I know tomorrow. I'm not of the school of thought that because I create tomorrow. So I believe human beings, we have the power to create our tomorrow if we believe it and work towards it. And whatever I have right now is not by chance. So if I will have tomorrow, next year, I'm not going to be shocked. Neither will I be surprised. It won't be by chance. I know where I'm going to. So definitely, there are many people in the world who are like that. But you want to be those that in the journey of someone's progress, whereby you have the privilege to get certain information, you want to maximize it for your own good, for your own benefit. There are many persons who wish they could turn back the hand of time to listen to everything I told them in 2018. Some of them in 2019. They can't do that again. The opportunity has passed gone. I remember holding free sessions, like I was invited to speak in some meetings, physical meetings or so, and I keep telling people about Bitcoin and a lot of stuff, and it will be like I'm bugging these people, be like, who is this small boy talking about this or so. So by 2021, many of them wish they could turn back the hand of time or so. Right now, I don't even accept physical invitations. Like out of every 100 invitations, I'm just like listing to one, accept one, because I'm very busy in what I'm doing. Probably when I'm done building my global structure very well, I could decide to start having time to be wanting to jump from one here to the other. But I don't even do that. I don't even have time for physical invitation, except it's somebody who is a very, very, very close friend I cannot turn down. And so apart from that, and I hold my meetings very, very much private, very, very private. But there was a time when it was out there. Now, the landscape of mentorship and coaching and teaching in the space of cryptocurrencies and Web3, in the next 3 years, there's going to be a change. In the next 3 years, there's going to be a change. There's going to be an adjustment. And many people are not ready for that. Many people are not ready for that. It's going to become boring, very, very boring. And many persons are not ready for that. And these things happen. It's just like the crypto market is just like it's just a part of a bigger picture. The whole world is evolving. Technology is evolving. And crypto is just a part of that evolving or that evolution, sorry, is a part of that evolution that is taking place in the world as at large. And you are to just benefit and maximize it right now, early on time, and change your life. That's the thing. Change your life. Change your life. So definitely, this is not really talking about the future of crypto, but I want to lay a foundation. Now, we are in the terrain whereby there's a lot of recommendations, analysis, here, there, buy this, sell this, Bitcoin is going to go there, this one is going to go there. Everybody says their own, Wealth.com says its own, this one says its own, everywhere. Now, this is the thing here. First thing I want to say is, do not get caught up in the arguments of one particular, let's say, influencer or one particular coach. When I mean argument is, there are people who be like, okay, I believe in fundamentals. Like, I believe in fundamental analysis. I believe news drive this market. When this news comes, this is going to happen. And they show so, and the truth is, they believe they are so right about it. Are they right about it? Yes, they are right. Everything they are saying is correct. Now, then there are people who believe in price action, in technical analysis, that, okay, before everything that fundamental comes up, technical analysis have already seen it, price action have seen it. They believe in price action, don't believe in all this news. All this news are bullshit and blah, 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 blah. Are they correct in everything they are saying? Yes, they are correct. They are fine. But my concern is not about those who are arguing about fundamentals or technical analysis, because these people, of course, their argument is because they know what they are doing or know what they are saying. You that is a learner or a newbie or coming up in the space, the best advice I can give to you is not to be in any of these arguments. And there are people who believe that you should not even, this trading thing is just whatever, is bullshit. Nobody can predict the market and blah, blah, blah. All these things are school of thought. And remember, we have the freedom of speech in this world. The same way we have freedom of thought. There's a freedom of thinking. Anybody can think what they are. Anybody could have a school of thought. And that somebody is a coach, a mentor, an influencer doesn't mean the person is going to be 100% right. And the same goes for me. It doesn't mean I'm 100% right. So you need to understand this, because for your own good and for your own profiting in the space, that those who are saying that these fundamentals, they are right. Those that are saying it's technical, they are right. Those that are saying that you cannot predict anything, all of them are right. There's no time for argument, my my dear brothers and sisters in Web3, there's no need for arguments. There's no need for whatever. What one thing? So then there are a group of people who say they are not retail traders. They are smart money traders, SMT traders, and they'll be like, retail trading is bullshit and blah blah blah. Are they right? They are right, man. I don't have time for anybody. But one thing I should let you know is, personally in my life, and I am very profitable, which many of us know, and I'm doing very well. And of course, one of the ways you could know I'm doing very well is through those who are in especially those who are in the institutional trading groups and the private groups. You see the results of the calls that are being dropped there. Like I think on the institutional trading group or so, like the signals have been dropping like almost two or three every single day or so. We've had like just basically 2 or 3 losses so far. The rest have been wins, and a lot of testimonies have been. I think I've been posting some testimonies on the Telegram community as well, and as well as sometimes I pick up these setups and also share to the VIP, share to the what's it called, the CME at times. Now you see the level of accuracy and the progress over time and over the years. But this is not even about me. Now, one thing I have accepted as a person and in my trade decisions is knowing how to blend everything. I always say everything matters. Everything matters. And the only way you can be greater than this set of people who decide to spend their time on argument is by looking into the differences of the people. Wisdom is the ability to recognize difference in an ideology, difference in people's perception, and knowing how to derive wisdom, derive sense out of the differences in people, blend it together to make your decision. So people ask, why am I so accurate? Why am I so precise? It is because I have learned not to be in argument with any school of thought. I am not an SMC or smart money trader. Neither am I a retail trader. Neither am I a fundamental analysis or whatever. I am not any of them. I am Shifu Wealth. I'm a Shifu Wealth trader. And I trade based on a blend of all these terminologies. I trade based on a blend. I bring all this together to form my own trading pattern, which is what I teach in the institutional trading group as well, which is what I use to do my analysis. And I think I have lined up a series of trainings for them as well, which is also I'm going to be teaching an upgrade of these patterns. So my pattern and methodology evolves over time because human perception evolves over time. So I bring this together to make, because at the end of the day, the confluence of everything makes you understand the market very well. It gives you hindsight. It brings you to a state of accuracy and profitability. Because what is most important in your trading career or in your trading journey in the space of, let's say, Web3 is not about just making profit today and giving it back to the market tomorrow, which many people are doing. It's about consistency. Are you consistently profitable? Are you consistently profitable? That is why I created a special channel, which is the Shifu Wealth Trading Journal. On that channel is where I journal my analysis. I journal my trades. So when you can go back into weeks and see like what I've been analyzing and speaking about what is going to happen like weeks beyond before now. And you can start seeing it time and time again. And only those who are like in the institutional trading, who have access to the institutional trading course, are allowed to have access to that. It's my personal channel. It's not a channel it's not a paid channel. It is my own channel where I journal my trade. So they have the opportunity to see that channel and be a part of that channel, not because it's a paid channel. It will never even be a paid channel. It is just about me, myself, and myself for my own profits. It's for my own gain. I trade the market. I make profit for myself. But I just decided to give them the benefit of having access to see those channels and see those charts. It is from that channel I send messages to both their groups and also send it to the VIP accounts and so on, whatever. But only those who are in that group actually have access to see whatever I post there in that channel. Now, this is the thing. The thing is, knowing how to blend all this together makes you to make the wise decision. So, how do you remove the noise? The noise comes from when you are so emotionally attached to, let's say, one influencer that is saying do not believe in technical analysis, only believe in fundamentals. And one says, do not believe in fundamentals, only believe in. Then one says, do not believe in reading, only believe in this. By the time you say all that together, you become like an alien of certain concepts, and what would have helped you have a good hold in knowing what is going to play out in the markets. And I always give and share my my trading story with us as well, of certain line of thought I met, and how I had to break through because I met somebody who had a different line of thoughts. So I benefited basically from his line of thought. And that's what I'm doing. What I'm sharing right now is my own line of thought. My own line of thought is that I am neither for this set of people or for this set of people. I am for myself. And I gain and I understand that wisdom is the ability to maximize difference and to know and understand the difference in people. So when I understand the difference in each of these school of thought and perception and derive sense out of their argumentations, out of their arguments, and bring it together, I will start seeing the confluence in these people's thoughts. I will start seeing why every one of their school of thoughts needs each other, but they will not be able to see it, probably because of their pride. And one of the proudest people in the space of online stocks are traders. Traders, we are one of the proudest set of human beings in the online world, of course. Now, so definitely I have to lay this foundation before I go dive and straight up into the chart. Now let's look a bit. We're going to look like scan a bit through what is happening regarding fundamentals. So let's go through what is happening in fundamentals. And there's certain things I've stated earlier on that we should expect in the market. And first of all, I think I predicted and talked about that I expect us having a very bullish run in the crypto world, specifically from the 14th, like running into, for let's say if we have like an entry from the 13th leading to 14th, and then the close of 13th leading to 14th, and then for like 2 weeks, but it will just be a lower high being formed. However, there are a lot of news and some stuff that I think I shared some to the channel. So let me look for. Let me look for some of this information. There's a lot of fundamentals going out there, and I want us to like filter each of these news together and come down to a tracking. Now, Bitcoin, whatever happened to Bitcoin affects the whole cryptocurrency market, which we all agree with that. Whatever happens to Bitcoin affects the whole cryptocurrency market. Everything in the crypto market, it boils down to like Bitcoin. And because of that, we want to always have it like the first thing we want to look at. The first thing we want to pay attention to, because it will guide our decisions, our perceptions regarding the market state. Now, tomorrow is the 13th, and the 13th is a key factor date. A key factor date of what to expect, or if what I expect in the market will play out or will not play out. Tomorrow is like a very, very key factor date. Now, and we want to keep eyes on this particular date. Now, many investors are bearish on Bitcoin. The chart is already showing that many investors are bearish on Bitcoin. About 60% of people are expecting Bitcoin to go as low as $10,000, and about 40% are expecting Bitcoin to drop to go as high as $30,000. So we have more people expecting Bitcoin to come down and less people expecting it to go up. And remember, when the majority are bearish, then it is a sign for a bullish movement. a bullish movement. So I believe the majority are correct. But the manipulation that always takes place in these markets is that the market always manipulates the majority for a short time before moving their direction. It's just like when you start trading and you start analyzing the market as a baby trader. Maybe you've watched all these videos on YouTube and all that and stuff, and you start, and you'll be like, okay, this market is going to sell down now. And before it sells down, it will go against you and take you out of the market and hit your stop loss, and it starts selling down. Doesn't mean that you were not correct. You were correct, but the difference is that your entry was bad, but you were correct. Your setup was. So what people are saying that Bitcoin is going to go as low as $5,000, $15,000, $10,000, are they correct? Yes, Bitcoin can. I expect it to go as low as $10,000, of course. But will it just happen immediately? No. There are process and this to it. So before it happens, the market has to like make people confused. It has to be manipulated in that way as well. So what is happening regarding fundamentals? The Chinese economy is having a bank run currently. Chinese economy is having a bank run. There's so much storm in the Chinese economy. There's protests in Sri Lanka, in China. There's assassination going on crazily in Japan as we speak. And this bank run, one of the things that always happens in this bank run is, of course, the government of China will start thinking of printing money. Holding a stimulus for their community. I think about 2 banks or so that I've forgotten about 2 major banks in China restricted people from being able to withdraw their money. So they're like halted withdrawals, and all this is escalating so bad in China. And China might not be the world power, but whatever affects the economy also hits on and travels on, even in the world as per se. And of course, we all know what is happening between the space or within euro and the USD as well. And I think €1, is it euro or pound? I think it should be euro. So how I think it's leveling out based on the DXY as well. And their key dates we're looking at. Tomorrow is the 13th. And CPI is to be released. And CPI is like the most important of all that has been released over time. All the FOMC meetings I've been holding the past couple of months. Tomorrow's CPI is like the key major boom, boom, boom. And thousands and hundreds of thousands of people all over the world are watching this. And from the 26th to the 27th is the next FOMC meeting. On the 28th is the US second quarter GDP announcement. And then earnings season should commence from like the same thing from late July to mid-August. And I think this fundamentals like aligns with my bias that I'll be looking at like taking a major shot on the market from the 27th or so down 27th of July into the month of August. So the FOMC that is to take place like 26th, 27th, and the US second quarter GDP by 28th of July. All this should be like should produce as catalysts to fund a bearish move a deeper bearish move into the month of August. And possibly we might see the bottom of Bitcoin between August and September. Why do I say between August and September? Because what is happening right now is going to come to, like, for example, if tomorrow we have the CPI release, if the CPI comes out tomorrow, what I might expect is probably an announcement of 9% or less. 9% or less. Because the truth is, if the US Fed decides to raise this whatever as high as they are doing or whatever, the raising all this, the interest rates is not really what is even going to curb inflation. I think I sent out on the email, I sent out something about inflation and interest rates on the email, one of the emails within the past 2 weeks or so. So you can revert to that email and it will open your eyes deeply to the content of what is happening in these economies or so. And now, raising these interest rates are useless. I think for inflation, for the US to really combat inflation, they have to like raise interest rates to up to 20%. And by that time, the US citizens will start getting worked up. And of course, whenever they start getting worked up, we might experience a bank run in the US, just like we are experiencing in China right now. And whenever these bank runs and these stuffs happen in any country, most of these first world countries, The next thing that the government does is stimulus for the people, printing out more money to appease people with stimulus. So I won't be surprised if the later part of the summer, maybe September or towards November, we start having the government start planning, having the plans to release another set of stimulus. And whenever another set of stimulus release is what we refer to as quantitative easing. What is happening right now is QT, quantitative tightening. What happened that caused the bull run we saw in 2021 is quantitative easing. So you see how everything aligns together, and how this thing blends together, how fundamentals blends with technicals, because we're going to go to the charts, but I just have to make us understand these fundamentals and what is happening behind the scenes. So the bullish one you're seeing that went crazy and Bitcoin, there was quantitative easing in 2021, and as well as many retirees in the US who hold billions of dollars received their funds, and many of them put in a good amount into the cryptocurrency market space. And what we had a crazy bank run. And whenever there's a quantitative easing, it's like it's a fuel for a beginning of another level of bullish journey over time. So if we start having like that stimulus, it could be like a sign of the end of a bearish cycle and resumption for a bullish cycle. And remember that the bullish cycle is resuming doesn't mean that the Bitcoin is just going to go to like $100,000 or $60,000 in one day. No. A bullish cycle each of these has to go through accumulation phases and all that. So we are very, very key. So if there's an announcement for 9% or less than 9%, then we are very, very safe. We are very, very safe. We should just see most likely the prediction of what I say should happen in the next 2 weeks for the crypto market, beginning from Bitcoin, should just easily play out. There is a picture I would like to show us. I just saved it now. So let me turn it up, and then I'm going to share the screen so we could most definitely see it. Okay, it's where is this? Okay, I think I've gotten the picture. So let me see how I can display it. It's an information from a lady. I think she's more of an influencer kind of. She said something back to normal. Annual growth in M2 money supply. Annual growth in money M2 supply. Let's look for annual growth in M2 money supply has come down to 6.5%, which is the lowest since October 2019 and slightly below long-term average. This is a good sign. Of course, money supply coming down is a good sign and can lead to lower inflation over time. Over time is like a one-day thing. And the truth is, we are expecting tomorrow's CPI inflation data to come in lower than that of last month. And if it comes in lower than that of last month, definitely we'll get our short-term relief rally, which is only going to be temporarily. Only going to be temporarily, offshore. It's not going to be like for it's not a thing that's going to be like, should I say, for very, very, very long time. It's just going to be like a temporary kind of thing. But if we get that, it will just align with the already technicals that are pending, and we are definitely very much good to go. Like so much good to go. Okay. With that being said, I would want us to look into the charts. Let's look into the charts and let's look at what's where we are. I believe I've said so much about fundamentals and the news and what is happening, and now we can decide to look at how this aligns with how this is going to align with the crypto world and the crypto markets. Okay, first things first. This is, let me go to the 4 hours time frame. So I think when this month started, I think I showed us this screen as well, and I told us that this is a week of schematics, and in the week of schematics, there is stage 1, there is stage 2, there is stage 3, there is stage 4, and then there is stage 5. And I say that this is an accumulation schematic, and the accumulation schematic helps you to know certain peaks of what is going to happen in Bitcoin and where it's going to happen to. And I just blend order, whatever I put together. So this was where we were, and we got here, we bounced from here, built blah 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 blah. Cut long story short, I think one of the things I talked about, I said from the 6th entering to the 7th, we'll have a breakout into bullish. The market will become bullish into the stage 4 of the schematics. So my concern is not about what has happened here, or how I predicted it to happen. Of course, you can listen or watch the videos. It will help you very, very well. My concern now is about the stage 4 we are currently in as well. Now, stage 4 came into the 50% of this particular order block or IFC here, and then has been retracing on that. So, and some are so good. I've also been enjoying it because I made profits from here on the smaller time frame. I was able to milk it and come in, sold down here, made profits, wait for it to retest again, and I sold down to this level. This is where I was thinking probably we might get a little bit buy from, because it was a demand zone and demand area that aligns with the trend line. So, but however, it's close below it. So whenever we get a close below the trend line, what happens is that the trend line has been invalidated. So we want to wait for a retest on it. And if you like, someone decides to follow the retest and set a stop loss, you'd have made another profit. But however, I had enough profit already because I took a sell from here to here. That was the first gain I made. It was a one to I did that from a smaller time frame, of course. Then I entered the second trade again from here to here, and I made profit as well. Then here was where it's cascalated, and would have entered that. But however, cut the long story short, this is what I expect. And this has been drawn since like before now, many days ago. I expected a scenario of BTC coming down to 19,659, coming down in this level, either bouncing up from here or here. So I drew this, and I drew this. It was like two scenarios of, these are two possibilities of what could happen or not happen. And we are certainly already seeing that happen. It has already come down into this zone, and this zone is the critical level. Let's say the critical level, where I expect to anticipate that technically, based on my knowledge of the price action, that okay, we should get that possible buy and push into 25K levels in the next 2 weeks. you should see Bitcoin move from this level to 25K around this range within the next 2 weeks. And then from 25K, it can now start going down, maybe to the trenches to like 15K or like 13K or like 10K, like people have been predicting as well. But there are some persons who are also predicting that Bitcoin is actually going to go, the relief is going to take us as high as $28,000. So that means it's going to take us as high as this level. So if they are saying that's going to take us as high as this level too, it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad thing, but I want to be safer than sorry. Why I'm actually looking at 25K. This is why I'm looking at 25K. The reason I'm looking at 25K is because of here, this week here. I marked this week here on the 13th of May. We had this week down. So this is like a, should I say, a flip zone. We call it a flip zone. So this flip zone, which is like support that has been turned resistant, is where I'm like looking at, okay, market might go there and start reacting, because BTC is one asset that reacts majorly to weeks. Normally you trade the body of the candle more than a week of a candle, but when it comes to BTC reacts very much to weeks, to candle weeks. It reacts very much to candle weeks. And I think if we should go to, let me click on duplicate. Let me click on duplicate. Let's see if we could look into the BTC CME charts. Can you, as I'm changing the screen, are you guys seeing that I'm changing the screen, or is just showing only one thing? Okay, I think you guys can see that. BTC CME. How do I get this again? Okay, let me just do this. From. Let's see if Google is going to bring it out for me easily. I don't want to start thinking of. Okay. Okay, this is CME, and one of the things about CME is we always have these gaps are filled many a times, and I think if we look here, let's look from the monthly time frame. From the monthly time frame, like BTC, normally, like if we were to use from this swing low, so this is the swing low to like the swing high. Bitcoin is already around the 786, and if Bitcoin decides to is around the 786, and this is Fibonacci levels, like from 786, if it decides to go to like 28K, that's 618, and this is Fibonacci retracement too. And then we could decide to see it come into 886 or even lower than 886. Some people are saying lower than 886, but whether it comes lower, so it's this is Fibonacci. And one thing you should understand, these things are not always picture perfect. So it could range around this circle, range around this around this area, and then start picking up from here. So definitely, this is like the ideal zone where we know that, okay, if Bitcoin ever decides to come down to this this area, if it happens, will it happen? I don't know. But what I know is how to make profit from each happening as well. So if it decides to come down into like some people are saying 5K, some are saying 10K. What is most important is not everybody who is saying it will happen that will make money from it. Be the person who will make money from it. Be the person who will make money from each market movement. Just be that person. Now, if we get this, let's say, so anything that the moment, let's say if Bitcoin decides to play this, you just know that this is like a signal to make sure you just start buying the whole world from here. And even if you're buying the whole world, doesn't mean that you just start buying up instantly. It might range around there for some time and then pump starts peaking. But just saying, this is CME. Now, if we are to I'm trying to give an attestation to what the school of thought of people who are saying the relief rally might decide to go as high as 28K, probably because of this CME gap. Most times, this gap always gets filled like 50% or 100%. So by 50% is 28. Okay, someone sent me a message. My screen is not showing. Is my screen not showing?
Yes, it's not showing. No.
And why do you guys not see anything? Pum pum pum. I've allowed some of you to speak. Yet that's why you people can. Okay, I'm opening the LinkedIn to share my screen. Okay, I think my screen is on now. Let me know if you can see it.
Yes, we can see it now. We can see.
Okay, perfect. Sorry, you guys. So definitely, this is the CME, BTC CME. So CME is not basic. I don't use CME is not basically for analysis. Many a times people use CME to spot gaps. BTC CME gaps always get fit most of the time. So that's basically what we're looking. Thank you, Noble. I just saw your message now. I think Noble was the one who sent the message. It just popped up on my phone too. So definitely the CME gaps does that. And like I stated earlier, I said this is, if you look here, this is on the weekly time frame. People are saying certain things could happen. Some say Bitcoin is going to go to 5,000. Some say it is going to go to 10,000. Whatever is none of my business. All I want is just to make profit from whatever is happening. If it's going to go to 10,000, man, let us write it down and make the money. It's going to go to 5K. Let's make the money. I just want to make the money. I don't care about who says what or whatever. And if you understand from the introduction I gave, you understand that my school of thought is superior to many school of thought because it's a school of thought that is born out of humility. And that humility is what will help you to have an edge many people do not have and make the kind of money many persons will not make as well, because you know how to benefit from each person's school of thoughts. I have people who are mentors in retail trading. I have mentors in institutional. I bring all of them together to form my own basically school of thought, because nobody's an island. Nobody should but though, like I said earlier, that traders are one of the most proudest set of human beings in the online world. So, but you yourself who is learning, you need to have the wisdom to benefit from each person's school of thought, and not just to say that it must be like this, it must be like this. Now, it will give you an edge very, very well, a very, very good level of edge and accuracy. So, there are people who are saying that the relief might get to 28K. And if you look at the gap here, it aligns with what you are saying. Like I said about me, I'm looking at 25K because of I'm looking at that 25K because of this week. And I said Bitcoin reacts very, very well to wicks, more than bodies, the bodies of a candle. BTC reacts so much to wicks on a major time frame. The wicks of a candle on a bigger time frame has a lot of effects in Bitcoin price movements than the body of the candles. Time and time again, we've seen that. I think that was how I was able to predict some of the dumps that happened earlier on. And it was because of being able to spot in some of the weeks, the reaction on the weeks. And so just like if you look here, the reaction on these weeks is so down heavily down there and so down heavily 2 times as well. And it is just like that and that and that. So however, let's look to, so it could go to that 28K as they are saying, or it could go to just 25K. But whatever, look here, there's a major gap here. There's another gap here. There's a gap here. There's a gap here on the 2-hour time frame as well. All these gaps are just proofs of this thing has to go and clear this gap either sooner or later. Sooner or later. these gaps have to be cleared. Like it's a must that it's supposed to be cleared. Now let's go back to the analysis I have already. Let me just cast. So those gaps has to be cleared. It always gets cleared. CME gaps always get cleared. So let us go back to the my previous main charts. Can you guys see the main chart? Okay, it's not showing again. Okay, I think it's showing now. So we are on the main chart right now. So we are in stage 1 to stage 4. Just like I stated, I said from the 16th to the 7th, we'll have a bullish breakout. And exactly what I said is what happened. We have the bullish breakout from the 16th to the 7th. And I said that I am very key on the lines. I don't just draw lines. I draw it on exact dates. When you look down, you see the exact dates of things I predicted and when they're to happen in each of these dates. Now, the same way is why I also drew this on the 14th. I drew this line on the 14th as well, because it's one of the key factor days and movement that I expect. So probably we get the breakout be from 13th to 14th, or from 14th to 15th, one of them, either 13th to 14th or 14th to 15th. One of them we could get the breakout. You know how these candles are, how they form is their cup of tea. But however, this was expected, price wise, CA wise, and I'm currently already personally, I am on a long on BTC. Like I'm on a long already. I'm on a long. Like this was from I think here or here or so. I'm on a long already. Like personally, I'm on a long because this was like what I've analyzed like way before now already. Way before now. Earlier on, I think I should. And so I'm on a long. So it could decide to come back and take me out of the market, which is fine. And before it starts moving up as well. So that risk is there. And many people would want to be 99% of traders want to be careful. They want to be careful. They don't want to like make any rash decisions or any trade, because this is the thing that could play out tomorrow. You could get the market can decide to give a fake out, a bearish fake out, and then buy aggressively. It could give a bearish fake out tomorrow, like sell down, and once it sells down, then it starts buying aggressively into 14th. This might happen. There are two scenarios that are going to happen here, and I expect two scenarios personally, based on everything I've been saying. Is number one, you could decide to like steadily buy up, or it will give a bearish fake out and then buy aggressively after that bearish fake out. So that bearish fake out is going to liquidate a lot of persons, and take a lot of people from the market as well. From the market as well. Any of this is possible. So we are in that timeline, we are in that bearish whatever. But if this is to be complete, and give us like what is needed for stage 5, then we should see this send into this. We should get that relief line if it is to be complete. It could decide, remember the market will always do what it wants. It could decide to negate it, but if it decides to play out into this area, what would want to happen is a redistribution is going to start taking place here. Redistribution is one of the 4 different kind of wake-up schematics. Redistribution is what is going to lead to the next dip. And this is the thing about redistribution. When redistribution starts taking place, it will make everybody think that the market is about to buy to 35K, to 40K, 50K. That's how redistribution is. It will always deceive people. And of course, I will be here again as well to spot the patterns. So, and especially those who are in my who have access to the institutional trading course, they always have access to all my charts as well. I just post a snippet of it for those who are on the free channel to like benefit from my wealth of knowledge. But those who are there, so make sure you get the courses. It will really teach you how to trade, and while you are learning, you are also earning as well. As you can see, so many testimonies day in, day out. I think I shared one as well from someone this morning as well. So let us go into certain alts and what I expect. Certain alts and what I expect on this alt. So I will share probably just two, and then we should call it a day there. I have to stop my screen. Oh, how do I? Okay, C98. Stop. Fantastic. So if we can remember clearly, on the 3rd of this month, we had the CME session, if I'm not mistaken, and we had an analysis for C98. So I think it was someone, I don't know who dropped this. Somebody did an analysis for C98, and it was actually buying also. I think it was Nobu that did an analysis, yes. Nobu did an analysis for C98, but his analysis was that it was going to like go down, but it was buying. So because of the session, I had to quickly do and my own prediction of what I expected. And what I expected was, I expected a harmonic pattern playing out. And I think this should be a bat harmonic pattern or a bearish Gatling, either a bat bearish harmonic pattern or a bearish Gatling, whatever. But this is basically a harmonic pattern. Okay, this looks like either a bat pattern or a bearish Gatling. Now, the pattern normally price reacts around the 883 to 786 level, and then we get a sell down. And basically, we're expecting it to like sell down and down and down and down and down. But the thing with the harmonic pattern came so down to this level, and Kingsley gave a different setup analysis, and Kingsley's analysis is actually what is playing out. But what I analyzed for us also actually played out in the sense that it gave us the understanding that okay, you could actually just make money. So anybody who like entered the trade here, if you were scalping or intraday trading, you would have made profit from this fall. And if you also, even if you were swinging and the market came back, you'd have also.
So your screen is not showing you.
Okay, thank you. I'm sharing it now. Wow, this is wonderful stress. Is this showing now?
It's showing now.
Okay, so I think basically Noble was like it was going to go down. So he wasn't like far from the truth. He was also correct in a way. So I had to like quickly draw this, which was I had to like spot out a harmonic pattern. And what we saw here was like a bat. I thought this should be a bat pattern or a Gatling pattern, whatever. But this is a harmonic pattern. One of the 7. There are about 7 to 8 harmonic patterns. This is one of them. And I drew this on the 3rd for us, and basically it played out exactly. And aligns with SMC. That's why I say all these things align together. When you go through my trainings, or if you're in my mentorship, you start learning bit by bit how these things align together. Like I think I have some series of training I aligned, which I'll be teaching them later this month as well, which is also like helping them solidify their understanding. So if you want to master your art of trading, to know how to trade any assets, getting the course is going to be like a sure way for you, because once you have the course, you will have the privilege of being in the group. The group is a free group, but it's basically only those who have access to the course are allowed to like be there as well. So when you have access to that course, it will empower you to see the market the way I see the market, and you'll be joining the series and sessions I'm holding with them every month. You are growing your trading capacity over time. Meanwhile, I'm also dropping trade calls every day or every 2-3 days as well as others in the community doing to help you grow. So make sure you join the institutional trading family. So definitely this is it. We are having this. This was the pattern that played out, and then if you align it with SMC, this is what we have. So I think Kingsley drew a pattern, which was it's going to go up and then come down. So like I was like, okay, before it goes up and plays out what Kingsley analyzed for us, it should sell down a bit, at least halfway into what, not exactly as Noble analyzed, but halfway. And this is what is happening exactly as I stated it should. So you see how I'm able to blend both of their analysis. Was Noble correct in a way? Yes. Was Kingsley also correct in a way? Yes. But however, they were not entirely correct, but they were correct. When I mean they're not entirely correct, in that the market might not move 100% as they stated it's going to be, But what matters the most is the question I ask myself is, if this person is saying this is going to happen and this is going to happen, how do I see in between both of these analysis and say what will happen in between and make money from both of them without losing money? This is where a high level of accuracy comes in and professionalism comes in the art of trading. You are not despising anybody's analysis. You are not looking at anybody's analysis, yet you are benefiting and maximizing every possible analysis and setup. That is how I view the market. But it's like somebody's village people do not want them to benefit from this thing. So my network is lagging. You know, some people will just join the trade session and before you know, the network will start lagging. It's the village people that are at work in those people's life. Okay, let me reload the charts to see if it pops up. Okay. So look, this is what, so as Noble stated, we had a sell, of course. There's a sell down, not to lie down, but there was a sell down. Certainly there was a sell down and there was profit. And then just like Kingsley stated, it will buy up. We now had the buy after the sell down. There was the buy up to this level, and then price has been selling down to wherever it is right now. Wherever it is right now. I think for C98, one thing, what I think is, I think the fundamentals to aligns with this, that the fact that the coin they've been releasing the coin throughout this month, and so it has been going down and down. So it's like a trickish coin. I wouldn't want to like even buy it now. Probably it's my buy if the market decides to buy, but I wouldn't want to like buy it now. So it's like a gone opportunity. But we just had to look at it as an update. That means every setups analysis that was given, both from Kingsley, Noble, were all very correct as well. And if you listen to the session or you had the privilege of watching the recorded session, if you are a part of the CME, whatever, you should have milked it and made money out of that as well. But let me look out for one more setup. We talk about that and then we call it a day. So probably we want to wait and see what is gonna happen. Okay, guys, here we go. Let me share. So this was the setup I drew for Arun many days ago. I did this for Arun many days ago, and actually, when we look at it, I'm expecting that if BTC decides to give us a bullish momentum, Rune should buy up very well. But I expected it to come down into giving an entry, which it hasn't. Let me just mark this here. It hasn't. It's sold down a bit and it's buying. So probably if Bitcoin decides to fall down more, if Bitcoin falls down more, it might come down to this like level, gone. For us, it might come down to here, gone, and give us that buy. That possibility is there as well. It might decide to also come down as low as this level. And then we see this in the markets. If I decide to come down into this level, I swear. But what did you say?
You can't see
Your screen is no longer showing.
I've already seen that. Okay. Let me share. So this is run. So definitely what I was expecting. Like it hasn't played out yet. It hasn't like gotten. But if it decides to give us this entry, I might decide to enter a buy. If it does today or tomorrow, I might enter a buy from here and decide to ride it up. We up. Ride it up. We go up. I might decide to ride it up or not. Ride it up or not here. So if Bitcoin decides to like fall down more, it might give me that entry to ride it up. So it hasn't happened yet, so but it might happen. It hasn't happened. It might happen. I'm waiting for that for run. That's what basically the levels I'm waiting that for run. And of course, this video will be uploaded on the what's it called? The channel, the YouTube channel is actually being recorded. So let me stop. Let me show us one more. I think UNFI, and then we wrap up. For today. Probably from tomorrow, I might start taking questions. So like if you have questions, you have my DM. So this is my Telegram account. You can send me a message there, drop it. Probably from tomorrow, I'll start attending to all the questions because like this is already like an hour spent on this session. Anything that has to do with trading always takes time. And so can you guys see my screen for UNFI? Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, so basically this was what I was expecting for UNFI. This is more like a bad pattern. It's also a harmonic pattern. So, but I had two assumptions like, okay, I could get an entry here and it's already in my entry area, or it could decide to come a bit lower, which it also did. It picked, tried to buy, struggled here. I think the market was like ranging. It would have bought easily from here. But the market is not even ranging. It is choppy. There's a difference between ranging market and choppy market. Choppy market is when the market is confused. You are in a confused state, and it is advisable in a choppy market, do not trade except you're an expert. Do not trade. Just wait for everyone is waiting for a go ahead tomorrow with what will happen tomorrow based on everything I've stated. So if you joined this session late, I advise you to make sure you watch the video when it's uploaded on the YouTube channel. It will help you gain understanding and help you have insights and know how to navigate and make profits from the market and what has been shared. Tomorrow we are going to have another session, and then next tomorrow we are going to have the last session. It's going to be 3 days of being opportune to see me talk about the market overview, give you clarity and understanding, and give you wisdom and direction as well. Of course, like I always say, everybody can make it, but not everybody will make it. Everybody can succeed, but not everybody will succeed. Your success or your making it has nothing to do with heaven or hell. It has everything to do with you as a person. The decisions you take today is what will decide your tomorrow. Our decisions decide our destiny, and not our wishes. So your decision to be here today, it's a sign that you want what is best for yourself and for your life. And of course, those who take actions and make the right decisions, they see results. And all you owe me is, as you start seeing results in your trading journey, make sure you share your testimonies with me as well. Bye for now, everyone.